Building a backyard golf course. I realize how strong that statement is, and I don't want it to sound like clickbait. But the plan here is to take this piece of property that's pretty rough and turn it into a backyard golf course. Not a championship golf course, but a backyard golf course. My angle on this, and any of you married guys would kind of follow along on this side, is if we're gonna have a lawn here anyway and cut it, we want to have a lawn and cut it because this is like half a year's worth of weed growth and there's just mess all over it. We have the aspens and the poplars around. They're just going to grow up. They grow 8-10 feet a year. So in 5 or 6 years, this would be a complete mess in here. So we want to keep it maintained because it's something we want to look at. It's a yard for the kids to play in. So my argument there was, if you're going to have a lawn anyway, or a field, a lot of people have large fields that they cut and mow, why not have that same field be a golf course? It's there and it's green and it's clean. So that's sort of the plan. There's really no reason at all to do this, but I want to do it and see it here in the fall. I'm going to dig a couple pins in the locations that I think they'll be in, and I'd like to get a shot from the air, an overhead view today, and see how they look. And I'll even measure them out and see the distance that we can get here between these two pins. Green location, I think it's the big $1 million question. It's going to be 2 greens, and I'll do probably various tee decks, maybe 3 or 4, just to change it up. But 2 greens, that's all we can really fit. That's all I want to deal with. That's all I want to maintain. That's all I want to build. So we got to get them in the right spot. The house is right behind me, and we got 2 problems here. One is the natural slope of this land. This hill has to be here. I'm going to try to build it up a little bit more so balls don't go down into this valley every time, which will be frustrating. The other issue is this is the septic bed for the house, and I've had septic problems in the past and I'd like to never have any more. So I don't want to mess this up and, build anything on it like a golf green. And with the house coming into play, we don't have a ton of room to get a green here. Oh my God, it's rocky here. Hey, how good does that look, eh? What a sight. It is so rocky here, it's just dreadful digging. This was an old quarry, so there's sand, gravel, rock, everything you ever want, except when you want to do something like this. Okay, that's 1 hole in. I'm going to go down to that far end. This end of the property offers a lot more width, a lot more space to drop a green in here. So I think I can have a green here and a tee deck back there. Somewhere in this area though, we'll put the pin in for today and see how it looks. I think that looks pretty good. That pin looks right at home there. Lots of room on this one, so this will be an easy one to work on. The other one's much tighter. 2 pins blowing in the wind. There's absolutely no reason to do this, but I just wanted to look at it and start the beginning stage. An intimidating amount of work to come, but this is sort of the layout. Just wanted to get you a feel for it, and the best part is my wife just walked by and she rolled her eyes and shook her head, so we've got her right where we want her now. I don't have a rangefinder. It would be really smart to have a rangefinder here to see distance we have here. Oh, it's got to be 100 plus yards, so this will be like an 9-iron wedge course, depending on who you are. That's all I really wanted to. Like I said, the house is right behind us here. I'm a little bit worried about kids breaking windows and me getting in trouble for that. So got to really keep this one as close as we can to the septic bed, but not too close that we do some damage to the septic bed. Got the measuring wheel out. I'm going to go pin to pin. Not that really matters since it really comes down to the tee deck location, but this looks longer than I thought it would. I didn't think we'd be over 100 yards, but we definitely are. We're well over 100 yards here, so it's in meters, not yards. I'll do a yard conversion after. It's very bumpy here. We're at 40 meters. $97.5 meters pin to pin. So that's 107 yards converted. Pin to pin to 107 yards. There's a pin there. I'm back on a proposed tee deck. So we're even deeper than that. Probably 115 yards from here to that far pin if you can see it. And likewise the other way, it's probably very similar. So yeah, a backyard golf course, but really on a tight budget here. What do you need if it's just a field or a lawn? You need some topsoil, you need some grass seed. The extras for the golf course would be irrigation, specialized seed, building the green, which is slightly terrifying the more I read about, but I think we can do a dumbed down version. This is not going to be a championship course that needs 20,000 rounds of golf a year on it. So that's sort of the big thing. I ended up buying a bunch of topsoil. We got lucky. They were kind of tearing up an old field. This would be off of an original around here is about 125-year-old field. Took the top layer off, screened it. It's dark. It's fairly rich. It's going to hold moisture. It hasn't rained in a while, and it's still holding some moisture, so I like it. I went around and looked at various topsoils. This seems to be the heavier stuff that's not clay, which I don't want. So we have, I think, 50 loads here, and that's hopefully going to do it, because that is a big part of the budget gone, and I do not want to come up way short on topsoil. Early October, fall's coming up here in the north. So we've got the topsoil. I'm sure by the time we see it in the spring, there'll be a million weeds started on it, which will be hard to look at, but we'll deal with that at the time. I'll just do a walkthrough on the property here one last time. Here's the pond over here. So this is a lot of groundwater here. The pond is there. The river is right there. So it's the same height of water. So we always have water, never lose water, which is a really nice bonus. So we dug the pond last year. I have a couple videos, I think, on that, if you want to see a pond being dug. But it went really well. We stocked it with fish. I have another video on that, and bait and minnows. So this is sort of the centerpiece of the property. We'll landscape out next spring, start going out, clean the shore up. These rocks were just sort of dropped here and placed here. We'll get them cleaned up as well. And then we have a giant pile of rock over there. I'll go check out. That came off of the property too, and it's a problem. We've got to get it out of here now. I'll use a few of them around here, but that's got to get moved. So I think the pond will be a nice centerpiece to the property. Have to hit balls over it with tees and greens set up across from it. Here's this giant pile of rock that I was talking about. It's all from the property. We're going to use some as landscape rock, but I do not need it all. There's got to be, I don't know, 150 of them, and some of them are completely giant, hard to move. Mostly limestone, a little bit of granite in there, the natural rock from the property. So if you're still awake, thanks for watching. I wanted to put this early video out just to give you a feel of the property, the shape of the land, and to see sort of where it begins. Going forward now, finally the fun part's going to start as we start to shape the land, work on slopes, grades, and get ready to bring in some life. Life in the form of the topsoil, the green turf, you know, get this sandy, dry looking property into a, you know, a full of life backyard golf course. So if you like the video, give it a like if you wish, and subscribe if you want to come along for this ride. It's going to be a ton of planning and a ton of work, but I think in the end it's going to be totally worth it. So thanks for watching. Put one flag up. I'll meet you guys. What time skating? 5:20. Okay.